You're live. Like that.
Here we are.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are back for episode 23, the Jordan episode. We have my third funniest cousin on. Tommy's with us today. Tommy, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. We got a lot to talk about today. I know Rod's peeping on the questions right now as we speak.
Well, you just sent them, so I have to.
No, don't
go ahead.
Piece of shit. You know for a fact I didn't just send them. So, shoot, hang on.
Oh, when'd you get glasses, nerd?
Well, these are my
cool glasses.
These are my pussy seeing glasses. I didn't want to go blind into this episode.
Perfect.
So have you guys seen on the news recently that this COVID vaccine, you can get a stipend for getting the vaccine?
Really?
Yeah, it's like a $1,500 stipend to get the vaccine.
I feel like that was is this one of your dad jokes?
No. Well, we're big on the theories that the government's trying to control you and it's a microchip scam, and so Rod here is actually our resident.
Listen. Let me explain. I'm taking the COVID vaccine the same way my point of views are on male birth control. All right, when that shit comes out, I will not be one of the first million people to take that thing.
Are you
going
to
take that male birth control? Your dick falls off. It's just gonna be a horrible day for everyone.
Well, the good thing is you would be one of the people that we would go to see if there was any symptoms, because this man right here made a career out of checking dicks for about 3 years straight.
That's right. That's essentially all the Navy medics do is look at wieners. Lots of wieners.
Hey, and we thank you for your service, good sir.
I'll salute to that.
What would we do without you, honestly?
Well, what would we do without old Mama Steele here telling me I look nice with my new cut? You didn't even notice.
Well,
Kind of ashamed.
It is a very clean look in comparison to the
homeless look.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's not how I pictured you. With the photo you guys have on the podcast, like.
Yeah,
I thought this is a fill-in for the day. I was like, I wasn't good. Mr. Daddy wasn't coming.
No, Mr. Daddy is here in full.
No. We're not starting off with Mr. Daddy now, okay? Because it's only going to get worse from here. Oh my god. No, but there's been a lot of weird news out lately, like the whole thing with this COVID vaccine potentially being a microchip. Especially because it came out not too long after the elections, like we figured was going to happen. But it still sounds like mid-June or so is when things will start to go back to normal. Also, a lot of space information coming out. Did you know that the Israelis actually claimed that there is a galactic federation and that the Israelis and the U.S. have been in contact with aliens for years now?
Listen, I've been watching that Ancient Aliens on Netflix. They've been here before. I'm just saying.
I mean, maybe.
They could be.
Maybe.
Hey.
All right. Let me set a scenario for you guys, and I want to kind of get your take on this. Okay. So you're in an accident, right? You gotta hop in an ambulance. This ambulance, on the way to save your life, runs somebody over. Do you think that ambulance is stopping for that person, or are they calling that in?
You can do first.
Yeah, it all depends. I think it all depends on what kind of injury you have, if it's you that's in the ambulance, and then how bad did you run them over? Were you going 15 miles per hour, or were you going 55? But I think either way, if it's me in the ambulance, screw that person. Take me to the hospital. I know.
So yeah, what if they deem the other person's injuries like more severe, and they're just like,
Like, sorry,
but-
dude, we're gonna have to tell you to get out here now. Like, I guess it depends on how much I'm hurting, but I think it'd have to be a lot to get an ambulance.
like it's a shuttle bus for an airport. They're gonna be like, this one's full. You're gonna have to. Take
Yeah, the next one's just around the corner. It'll be here shortly.
Yeah, 20 minutes later, the next ambulance rolls up.
Let me throw this scenario at you. All right, so the ambulance is coming for you. All right, and they come out, they assess you, throw you in the back of the ambulance, and you look over. There's another patient right next to you. You lean over, look over, and you're like, "What happened to you?" "Oh, they hit me on the way here." How much confidence do you really have that they're going to save your life?
Is there going to be a third person?
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
are we just stacking bodies?
Yeah.
They have to take the gurney out and leave it on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Just so we can fit both of you in.
They're leaving them paramedics on the sides, and
They're telling like you have to take care of that person, and they have to take care of you because there's no room for the medic to also
Yeah.
make it to the hospital. You're gonna want to put the tourniquet on his arm and saw it off at the elbow. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be tough. It all depends. It's got to depend on what it is. Like, what are you going to the hospital for?
I'd be interested to see if that's ever actually happened. That has to have happened.
I'm sure, yeah.
Car accidents and stuff. You have to feel like when they run that red light to try to get to the hospital, they have to. Like, it has to happen. I don't know. I see my sister's on there because she's got great comments. Maybe she can say that she's ever been to one of those calls. Maybe not though. I don't really care. I don't want to hear from her. Keep your comments to a minimum.
We'll let you decide who the dickhead is.
Yeah, right.
It's Rod by far. Like
I don't know. There's no more red here, so it might be you, buddy. Red hair. You're a target.
Okay.
And maybe you guys can save this for another episode. But where do the nicknames come from? Like, I get, is it Matty Ice is a play off Matt Ryan and Rod Daddy? I don't know. It's not a.
I used to have. Oh, go ahead.
Let me adjust that for you. So
I like that one. That one's nice.
That was a long-standing nickname from Mike, just because it's peppermint season. When it comes Christmas time and all the peppermint shit comes out, I buy in bulk, like the creamer, the peppermint bark, like all that shit.
The milkshakes.
Yeah, the milkshakes.
That's where your red hair came from.
Yeah, yeah. The candy striping's just
Right?
like slowly coming off.
I'll keep my ginger jokes to a minimum. I'm sorry.
Well, you wouldn't be the first. See this motherfucker right here? You know why he shaved? Because he's got a red beard, and he doesn't want
that one.
No, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, and he wants to pretend. He wants to. So he moonlights as a ginger, but he really doesn't want the people to know, I guess.
You get the best of both worlds.
What is the best of this world?
You're nope, pretty much susceptible to moonburn, sunburn, any type of burn out there.
Wind burn, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I got a bunch of freckles. My mom said they're angel kisses. So
your mom lied to you. Your mom lied to you because she probably figured you were getting bullied enough at school. No, yeah. So Tommy, being my older cousin, I'm sure he picked on me all the time as a kid, but the people need to know about The Voice.
Oh my gosh. I wouldn't even be able to do it. I think as soon as I matured, that voice went away, but that was classic. I'm glad I wasn't like a good singer with that voice or anything, because it'd be terrible.
You just come down like 8 octaves all of a sudden. I mean, he can't sing. So the neighborhood window repair guys were making a killing when Tommy was a kid, because he was just absolutely shattering glass with this voice. we used to have these home videos, and it would be like mine or Mike's birthday, and I don't even know if I can do it.
Yeah, between you and your brother, you both can do it just perfectly. Every time you do it, I was like, "F those kids!" Like I can't. I do not feel bad for teasing you.
Hey, Mikey, you gonna open your gifts now?
It's pretty spot on.
Yeah, boy, how the tables have turned. Because
Yeah,
now arguably one of the deepest voiced people I know.
yeah. It's funny how that works. I'm just glad
on.
it changed.
Good on
I
you.
saw that high pitched voice. Oof.
Yeah. I imagine the transition was really tough to where it was like you had the deep voice, but when your voice cracked, it was just like
The most apparent thing on the planet.
yeah. It's oh no. We lost it.
I see a cell phone and a computer. Oh, there you are.
We got it. Technology gets the best of me sometimes. But yeah, so by the way, if you have any gripes towards the old man, now's your time to get him out. Let him know.
Is he listening? 'Cause-
He may be. He may be.
oh my gosh, where do I start? We don't have that much time, do we?
No, I don't think.
How far do we want to go back? 'Cause he knows I'll complain about the Ninja Turtles. And
Oh,
he'll
for
turn
sure.
it off. Like, that was bullshit. There, I got it out. I feel better. But he's not in front of me because I wouldn't say it to his face. But so as a kid, he changed the channel. I was over at their house. And Kathy and Uncle Mike were watching me. Uncle Mike comes home from work. I'm watching Ninja Turtles on the TV, and he comes over and changes the channel. And I was like, "Hey, you can watch that." He's like, "It's my house. I'll turn on what I want." And I was just like, "Oh, I forget what I said. Something like, oh, why are you so mean?"
By the way,
And I think I cried.
nothing. Wow.
And then there was Vegas.
Yeah. No, listen. It's not you that has been the only victim, and believe me. Believe
man.
me.
I don't know how I got back to my hotel room that night, but I just remember going to your dad's like, Matt went to this place called Nacho Daddy's. He's like, I'll meet you there. So I got there, and I got there early. So I was like, I'll have a margarita. And then like 3 or 4 margaritas later, after your dad kept saying, "Don't worry, work's paying for it," we stumbled back to the Flamingo or wherever he was staying at, far away from my hotel, with more beers. And then by that time, I was like, I think I have to go. And then I left. And then I woke up and I was in my bed and I was like, I don't know.
So here's what drinking with the old man is like. It's very frustrating because he'll wait until you're about 6 beers deep and then say, "Hey, let's order food." Quite notoriously, that is the Papa Steele move. And next thing you know, it's like, good Lord, man, you finally stand up first time to go take that piss, and you're like, oh my God.
He came and found me the next day at the trade show, and it was just like, he's like, "Wow, you look like shit." And I was like, "Yeah, I know. I feel like shit."
Cool, thanks. Yeah. So this is actually a beautiful time to tell this story. So they went over to a work friend's for New Year's the one year. So I had Rod and his girlfriend over at the time, and we had a little New Year's bash at our place. And they come back that night, and the old man is just ripped, just like he's cooking. And he comes in, and you know how he is, normal, like he's got this front, this never smiles, tough guy attitude. He puts on that front pretty good. This is the biggest hug I've ever seen him give anybody. Just walks right up to that son bitch, and he just, oh man, just bear hugs him, just absolutely bear hugs him. I'm like, oh.
I like to think I bring out the best in old Papa Steele.
Yeah.
After the Ninja Turtles thing, I'd probably admit I'd had a fear for probably 10 years of my life of your dad, just because of that face. But then after being in Vegas, I was like, yeah, I'm not afraid of him. I'm not afraid of you anymore, Uncle Mike. You hear that?
He's gonna be like, yeah, you are. Yeah. Yes, I am.
Until I
You're
see
right.
him next, and I'll be like, I was just kidding.
He's just a big old teddy bear.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. He really is, and it's so funny because it's like everywhere we go, whether it's like the Steele side of the family, all the little cousins are afraid of him. You know, he kind of walks around with that attitude, and um, he's not what he looks like. He's not what he looks like. Old Rod over there cracked the code. You just gotta wait till he's pissed drunk. And
That's right.
Anybody.
That's right.
He'll hug anybody.
Just, I like to think when I met his heart was 3 sizes too small, but the amount of hugs I've given him over the years against his will, just warmed him up a little bit. Now his heart's just a little too big.
That's what, I'm proud of you for throwing in a Grinch reference in these.
You like that?
There you go.
I'm very proud of you. Very proud of you. But by the way, is there a favorite Christmas movie that you have? Don't say Elf.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's two. So one is more of like it's the Charlie Brown Christmas. So I wouldn't say that's a full movie just because it's like, but that's tradition for me. I'm gonna watch that every Christmas season. I like to try to catch it, Christmas Eve. But the other one that we actually just watched the past 2 days here is Home Alone. Probably my favorite movie. And each
Just
time,
watched that the other day.
That's
So what does Kevin's dad do? What does he do? Like, who has that kind of money to live in that house, to take his whole family to Paris during the Christmas season? Like, he selling drugs. This is Breaking Bad before Breaking Bad even came out.
yeah. My theory is he's got to be like a.
Money launderer.
Right?
Ooh.
Let's tie it into episode 23. He's the marketing manager for Michael Jordan because he's in the Chicagoland area.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And MJ's in the movie.
That Nike deal just hit, and they're both making millions and millions of dollars. And he takes the whole family. By the way, the uncle in that movie is an absolute piece of shit.
He's such a douche.
We watched it again pretty recently, like a couple weeks ago, maybe, and I just cannot stand him. Like, what a piece of shit he is.
Don't feel bad. I lost my eyeglasses.
Yeah, they forgot a
You're all feel
child.
better. Thanks.
They're on the way to a foreign country, and he's like, "Oh, let me equate this to losing my glasses so I can't read before bed or something like that." You know what I mean?
It's equivalent to having a small child left alone at your house.
So I've seen rumbles on the internet that people want Macaulay Culkin to reprise the role, and
I wouldn't pay to see that.
as an adult. Well, I mean, movie theaters are no longer existent anyways, so you have to wait till it's on ABC Family for 16 weeks in a row leading up to Christmas, from Halloween to Christmas time anyways.
I see somebody had a shout out to National Lampoons. Now, see, I never watched that one until I started dating my wife, and that's a good one too. It's a classic. I mean, I feel like you have to watch that one every year, but that goes in. I mean, Home Alone's probably my favorite, but that one's a good shout out one.
I haven't seen that in years, but it's from what I remember, it's pretty funny. Just stupid humor.
So you bring up your wife, and we have to bring up the Gusty Town Bears because she is a
I don't want to talk about it. Can we move on to the next subject?
Are you not a Gusty Town Bears fan?
Oh, I am.
Oh, okay. All right.
But my
And
wife
that's
is a Packer
problem.
fan.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you still love her, so
Hey,
usually get the divorce papers ready when they play and have them just sitting there on the counter like, you sure you don't want to root for the Bears? Like, I know they're going to lose, but
just tapping with a pen.
at least you have one winning team in the house, It's here, I mean, there's just Bengals fans all around, so I mean, we're just wallowing in self-pity.
it's that's a rough go.
Yeah. Well, the fact that Joey B went down, I mean, we have a road to watch for Rod to make sure that he's okay from week to week, just because Joe Burrow going out has probably been the worst thing that's ever happened to him.
I looked, and apparently you can't donate a knee, so
Yeah. But you know what? You know what might help? You know what might help Joey B's situation? Checking out CBDBrothers.com. What a beautiful segue. Here we go. We talked last episode about our CBD partnership with CBD Brothers USA and all the wonderful products. We're still running our promotion. So those balms, those tinctures, those creams, you can use the code IDIOTSONMIC, just as it is on the screen there, and get 25% off and free shipping. You know, we've been working with the Steves, and actually just recently as well, I helped Steve discover this. Him and I have both donated Southwest points to the Honor Flight Network. And what they do is they fly veterans to DC to see all the monuments, so they can pay their respects to those that they've served with or those before them that have served. So it was a great opportunity for both us as Idiots on a Mic and for the CBD Brothers to be able to give back a little bit to the community, especially, you know, this kind of hits home, you know, Rod, for you and me. I have a lot of friends, you know, we played on the rugby team where I think everybody but myself might be a veteran on that team. So that was kind of our way to say thanks to all of the military personnel, both past and present. So you know, I'm really glad we've had that opportunity to be able to work with those guys because they share a lot of interest with us. So if you ever have any questions about those CBD products, reach out to them. They are the best two human beings that I've ever met that own a company.
And make sure when you email them, address them as Vegan Steve or Sexy Steve, so they know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, there might be a mix-up still with the Sexy Steve. But, Vegan Steve is without question.
It's clearly.
yeah. And then also we have we put up a couple. We're selling some mugs now. We put up a couple mugs up on the website, so make sure you're checking that out. Tommy, you're going to be the soon owner of a Gusty Town Bears shirt. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm excited for it, but I feel like I'll have to put it in the closet until next season.
Yeah.
Did we discuss with Tommy about him being our model for these? Like, we're going to take pictures of him in the T-shirt and put it on the website?
Exclusively the T-shirt. You're going to have to shirt
nothing else. Nothing else.
Shirt cock it.
Done. Deal.
Yeah.
The crotch shot earlier really sold it for us.
That was my interview for the modeling part, and I feel really good about myself.
Yeah.
We have this nice couch that you can cast on.
Yeah, we got all sorts of different angles for the cameras and everything too. We were just talking about before the show started how nice all these webcams that we have and everything is.
They could be dual purpose cameras. One for the podcast, one for modeling.
Yeah, exactly.
See, it was I was hoping I'd have that shirt this past week when I was traveling, so I could be flaunting that in the airports. But
that's the downside of being able to do the free T-shirts is we aren't able to distribute them until the sale ends. Sure.
But that makes sense. When I placed that order, that's what I figured it was. But I'm just gonna. I see he grabbed another drink, so I'm just gonna make a quick old fashioned here. So
yes, can we?
This was a Wisconsin old fashioned, right?
So yeah. So Aunt Kathy and Uncle Mike got really drunk off of these when they came to visit back in February, March. Really, really drunk. I think my dad fell asleep here on the table with like this. And
what a dad pose.
we had a great time. So to make it, you can honestly use whatever you want. I like brandy, so it's 2 shots of the brandy.
Sounds expensive.
It's not. Corbel is super cheap. If I'm not selling you on it. And then it doesn't really matter what old fashioned mix you get. This one's just one that is in my cabinet, but pretty much you can get any one. They all taste really good. One part of this, or one shot.
Now, is it true that you have demons in your household?
That's what it sounds like. Do you need an
Oh,
exorcist? I know a good one.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just the dogs. And then you top it up with a little Sprite or 7-Up.
Okay.
Now, if you want to be all fancy and stuff, you could use throw a cherry in there with an orange peel. But I'm not pouring this drink so I can eat fruit. I want to pour it so I can get hammered. So when you're done, you give it a little good mix up, and there you got your Wisconsin drink.
I like that. Are you sure that's not a Shirley Temple? That kind of looks like a Shirley Temple.
You're just gonna have to come visit to find out.
I know. We've been planning it. It's in the works. Well, we're by the way, Rod, you don't know this. When Mike and I go up to Wisconsin, there's a bar there that has a whatever. I don't know what full size wiffle ball, what the regulation size wiffle ball field is behind it. But yeah, it's like Rookie Sports Bar and Grill or something like that. So we will be taking home the ship whenever we end up going there.
Oh, that sounds like a good time.
Yeah. That sounds like a Peppermint Matty Rod mess around.
Yeah, old Rod Daddy Matty mess around. Wait, for those
off the tongue there, by the way.
You like that? You like that? If I mumble a little bit, it works a little better. For those old fashions, my fiance actually got me packets.
Ooh.
I usually pour some Gentleman's Jack in there, and then pour the packet of the mixer in there, and then I have an ice cube mold of a penguin.
I heard about that.
Yeah,
I
throw that bitch right in there.
I kind of I should have texted you beforehand so I could see that penguin ice cube because I could only picture what it looks like.
Yeah, and I'm a little.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. He shall return. Yeah, but that Gentleman's Jack is nasty. That's what I brought for the wedding when we went to our friend Cowboy's wedding, and it was costly to say the least.
Oh.
All right, you see what you got here. Oh, shit. You got the penguin. All right, and you pour the water in there, throw it in the freezer. Comes out looking a little penguin.
You don't have any ice in there, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I ain't gonna take it out because I ain't got no drink to put in there. I'm out of Jack.
Get yourself an old fashioned. Because you don't have to use the brandy. You could use sometimes a little Southern Comfort in there.
Oh,
nice.
This was a staple of the young Rod Matty drinks.
Oh,
and it has since gone by the wayside for
Southern Comfort honey, I think it was, or
Southern Comfort it's basically honey flavored whiskey to begin with, and I can't even smell it now. Just when it's bad, you're having a rough time when your vomit smells like the very thing that just destroyed you. And it's it gets so bad because it's you throw up and you want to throw up more because that smell is just hitting you right in the face. And then it's just this never ending cycle of dry heaving at that point until you're all right, just get this away from me.
If you guys haven't tried it yet, I push it on everyone because I love it. It's I'm not a spokesperson for them, but I'll throw it out there. But brown sugar bourbon. If you haven't tried it, it's called BSB, and you can't spell baseball without BSB. You won't forget it. You won't forget it. You get to the liquor store and you'll be like, you can't spell baseball. Used to listen to Cub games on the radio when they were playing beforehand, and that would always be the commercial on. So I tried it. It's delicious. Just throw it on some ice.
BSB is the brand. That's the brand name.
Yep. Yeah, brown sugar bourbon. But if they're listening, they could throw me a few bottles. That'd be great.
I was just gonna say, should we BSB brown sugar bourbon? If you are listening, we do accept advertisement space. So,
Tommy, am I assuming you're a Cubs fan?
I am. Yeah,
you are.
Yeah,
is it true that the Cubs are the true team of Chicago and the White Sox are just the redheaded stepchild?
White Sox, is that the Chicago minor league team? I've never heard of it before.
Heard they were the Double-A team, right?
What field do they play at now? Is it Comiskey, U.S. Cellular, guaranteed rate field?
It's guaranteed rate field, and you better remember it because we just signed Lance Lynn we traded away our top prospect for him, who was probably going to be a stud ace, but
what does it matter? La Russa's going to be giving drunk signs from the dugout.
So
Just hammered.
Rod, you probably have not been filled in on this. There is a new sheriff in town for the White Sox, and he's
90 years old.
his name is Tony La Russa, and when he gets pulled over for a DUI, he lets you know that he has won a fucking World Series by pulling right at his ring.
I guess a get out of jail free card.
Is it? Okay, see you later.
Those police officers weren't alive yet when he won it.
Yeah, I mean that was with the Cardinals way back in the day, I believe.
Yeah, probably. I was probably in the 2000s.
Yeah, back when Pujols was still playing for him, and
yeah,
the machine. But anyways, this is like I have maybe 8 questions listed here, and I'm on my third one. I think I haven't even made it that far. So I sent these out to you guys. Do butterflies remember life as a caterpillar?
Absolutely not. Think about it. Think about how ugly a caterpillar is. It's probably crawling around, and then the butterfly hatches, and it comes over, and it's like, look how disgusting you are. You're ugly. You'll never look like me. And then it motivates them to be like, I'll prove that butterfly wrong.
So
they can do a butterfly.
Whoa, hold up here. What about all right, to go against your claim here, all right? Imagine, you're some 4th grader, you're a chubby fat kid with acne, but when you grow up into college and stuff like that, and you're a muscly 6'6" stud looking dude, you remember being fat. You remember how much it hurt.
Okay. You
I've never seen those kids. Where are they?
But first of all, that is a very small demographic. So for you 6'6" motherfuckers out there, kudos to you, because none of us reached that height. So
maybe combined.
That kid with I know, yeah. All right, get on my shoulders. If fat kid with acne blows up to be a 6'6" stud athlete or something, then
yeah.
Good on
He
him.
remembers. He remembers that caterpillar.
But we won't forget.
Yeah.
Get out
the
of
butter.
here.
You think all the butterfly's friends remember when he was an ugly caterpillar and was like, hey, we know who you were.
Yeah.
Never forget.
We know the shit you did.
Yeah.
It wasn't cool then. It's not cool now.
Yeah.
So we bring up Bug's Life when we have this conversation.
Butterfly.
that was what I was trying to draw out of you when I saw this question. I was absolutely waiting for it to come out. But he remembers. But here's the thing. He went from a fat caterpillar to a fat butterfly. Not a whole lot changed. So
he's still beautiful.
That's right. He was.
That's right.
It was so beautiful. Okay. Do you psychopaths sleep with your closet door open or closed?
I don't have a door on my closet, so open. Now I will.
You don't have a door on your closet. How is it a closet?
Okay, first of all, I haven't gotten around to installing it yet. First year in the house, all right. So give me time.
So
we had to take. There were some atrocious shutters by some woman who grew up in the 1950s, so we got rid of those. But but with the bedroom door has to be cracked, because if it's all the way open, I'll lose my shit. It's got to at least be cracked.
Now, why is that though? Like,
I don't know.
The reasoning is different for everybody.
I don't know.
I
feel like
door open when I sleep. Like, it can be closed. I guess it doesn't bother me either way. Same with the closet. Some days it's closed. Right now it's open.
Yeah, closet door. Say.
Closet door has to be closed. Closet door has to be closed.
What are you afraid of?
Now, whatever abyss is awaiting
sunlight, eating too fast.
Yeah.
All right. You can fuck off for both of those comments. By the way, I don't know, man. I won't think twice about it until I'm laying down, and,
we have to end this. I don't feel comfortable anymore.
You should have heard the shit he was saying about
Yeah. Don't tell him. Don't listen to the first 30 minutes. It was irrelevant. Nobody cared.
Just give him a hug the next time you see him. He'll appreciate it.
I'm gonna get that close.
I know it's scary. Just
Hey,
face your fears and do it.
all it takes is one trip to Nacho Daddy, and then
Best
in
friend.
you're in a man's good graces. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he rewrote his will. I think you're in it now. Yeah,
All right. I like that. I can go with that.
he says you get all the Ninja Turtle VHSs. That
I knew he was holding on to him. That bastard.
he recorded them just so he could turn it off.
Yeah. Can't wait till he comes over next time so I have this playing and then I get to shut it off on him.
Yeah.
I'm still scarred. Not bitter. I'm good.
Hey, it made you the man you are today.
Yelling at people when they change the channel.
for better or for worse. Oh god.
He's always got to have the remote now.
Yeah.
Like his wife and him are watching TV. He's got the remote tucked away.
You know the rule. Yeah. My remote.
But to back to the original question. The closet door has to be closed because I have just this weird irrational fear that something's going to come out. But here's the
Has that been your whole life?
No,
You're afraid of something coming out of the closet, or
no? Because me, it's a metaphor. But I'm pretty sure all the attics in our apartment complex are connected, and there is an attic hatch like right in our closet. So for sure now it has to be closed, because that motherfucker's gonna catch a bat to the face when I hear that closet door open. You can guarantee that.
I thought it was more of like a deterrent. Like they'd like come out of the attic and they'd be like, "Oh shit, the door's closed. I can't go in this room."
yeah,
Rats.
Damn it! I'll go to the next one.
Yeah. Hey, if I can have the element of surprise, because guess what? I don't necessarily have the element of surprise if the door's open, because he knows the landscape. If he hops down quiet enough, all these apartments are the same.
let's be real here, though. If someone hops down from the attic and they're robbing the place, they've done their research. They knew you were a pitcher, so you're pretty much useless with a bat, right? So
Yeah, absolutely.
You missed again.
yeah.
Here's what they don't know. I got a baseball in my nightstand. He's going to catch a fastball to the face. It's probably only about 50 miles an hour nowadays, so it may not hurt as much as I would like it to. But
Throw out your shoulder trying to take out the rubber.
yeah. I got to fight him with left hand the rest of the time. Well, I mean, joke's on him because he is going to catch the old adequate dick energy coming at him. Yeah, we do need to make the t-shirts. I don't know that the t-shirt company has fallacies in their little clip art repertoire, so
there's tons of things that look like dicks. You'll find something.
yeah.
Just
But
get a picture of a carrot with a ruler next to it, reading about 4 inches. That's adequate, right?
That's not a half a bad idea. Go ahead and keep that one in the back pocket.
TM.
Yeah. Bonfire's going to be like, we have questions about your most recent
just
big carrot energy, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, big carrot energy. Yeah. Yeah. Big carrot, adequate dick.
Judy Hopps would love that shit.
I don't know that a Zootopia reference is what you really wanted to do in that instance, but
it's for the young listeners.
Yeah, ooh, we are not for the young listeners.
I applaud your efforts, good sir.
That's all I got, effort.
Okay, yeah, with adequate dick energy, effort is really key, honestly.
That's what you go for.
All right.
Or what is it in New Girl? ladies, isn't it all about the gonads, right?
All right, let's move on to our next question. If you could make a rule for a day and everyone had to follow it, what would your rule be? Tommy, you're our guest. We'll start with you.
I had two for this. So right away, the first thing that came to mind was like, let's purge. Let's just start purging. Yeah, I know that's a dark answer. Everyone's like, oh yeah,
It's welcome here.
come on.
Yeah.
And then the second would be floor is lava. Like as soon as you get up in the morning, you're like, floor is lava, and you'd be like, fuck, how am I gonna get from my bed to wherever I need to go?
Work.
Right? I'd be like, hey, I'm working from home today.
Yeah.
Side note, the reason I said that one is because there is a show on Netflix called Floor is Lava.
Yes.
It's entertaining. It's really stupid, but you watch it, you sit down and you're like, holy shit, I'm on episode 4 right now. Like, how did that happen? But you're just like, you're laughing. It's hilarious. But go back to the purge one. So, like, of course, I shared these questions with my wife, and we were talking about it, and I was like, yeah, purge for sure. So then I had to explain to her what purge was because she had never seen the movie. And I was like, yeah, I've got my list. You know, it's in my head. I got it. I know who I'm purging. I know who I'm going after. And then she was like, wait, who's on the list? I was like, I can't tell you unless you want to be
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. And then every Packer fan on my way back to my house.
It's an effective list.
I think that's just an NFC North division type thing. Everyone hates the Packers because we have in our friend group, there's 2 Vikings fans, and they loathe the Packers more than anything else.
If you're a Vikings, Bears, or Lions fan, you're literally best friends because you all have something in common. You hate the Packers, and you could stand each other because you know you're just dog shit every year. So they're like, hey, you might win this game. I might win the next game, but fuck the Packers because I want them to lose every game.
You guys have one good receiver. We have one good receiver. How cool is that?
If we combined our teams, we could probably beat the Packers.
Well, I don't. Between you could juggle Mitchell Trubisky, Nick Foles, and Kirk Cousins, and it would it's crapshoot either way.
About Stafford, he knows how to throw interceptions too.
Yeah, but outside of Aaron Rodgers, everybody in that league, Matt Stafford is quite the stud. I mean, you got to think too.
Matt Stafford's good at stats.
They are down in a lot of games, so they're throwing the ball a ton.
What kind of rules you guys got? I want to hear these rules.
Rod, what do you got?
All right. Well, I'm going to go with 2 as well. My first one would be everyone has to send me $1 in the mail.
Ooh,
that one crossed my mind. I thought that wouldn't be a bad rule.
$1. You know what? Even the homeless guy can find $1 on the street. You know what I mean? Like everyone just got to mail me $1. Or, all right, my other one. Everyone has to subscribe and share Idiots on the Mic.
There you go.
Which at that point it doesn't matter if they give us $1 or not. We'll be rich. So
that's right. Off one video.
Yeah. Boy, maybe it's just the Irish in me, but I was thinking something along the lines of like every time
finish a 30 rack. Oh, I think he froze. I think he's gone. Oh,
we lost him.
Well, all right. Well, Tommy, tell me about yourself. What do you do for a living? What?
Oh man, you just I work for an industrial scale company, so we manufacture industrial scales.
Yeah.
And I work in our sales department, so I kind of help all of our regional sales. I've bounced around a little bit. I've been there for almost 10 years, maybe. So,
oh shit!
So I
halfway to returment, right?
Yeah, I know, right? So
there we are.
There he is.
Yeah.
All right, back to it. All right.
Back to while you were frozen, we went in a little inside about what Tommy does and a little inside the artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't get any of like the last minute of what you said.
By the way, it was a bunch of bullshit. Me going, come on, panicking for about 30 seconds.
I like your dad's rule. That's definitely that's the one.
Change beer with hugs.
Oh, yeah. 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 Just rich with love. And by the way,
Aw,
shout out to
yeah.
Tommy. Very grateful to
I
have
should have censored
Tommy
myself. I didn't know Aunt Helen was going to be on here.
out.
I don't normally swear this much. I apologize.
No, she has been a follower since we started doing the videos for day
Oh,
one.
good.
And we appreciate her.
Yes, we are grateful. We are grateful.
Aunt Helen, did you buy your Gusty Town Bear shirt yet?
Yeah, you got to get one. Got to get one. No, but everyone has to give me a beer when they see me is a dangerous game. A dangerous. Do you like
You have to finish
drunk
it.
by 9:00 in the morning.
in anticipation? Now here's the thing. So let's say you don't have to drink those beers. Okay, say you can just stockpile them. In anticipation, are you bringing? Are you bringing like a wagon, or are you renting like a U-Haul just for people to load it up?
Who's giving you like a not opened beer though?
What do you mean a not open? So here's
If I give you a beer and you didn't finish it right on the spot, like we'd
Yeah.
have
You're kind of Then you have to fight them, and you
Yeah.
don't. That's a lot of fights in one day, bud.
that's a fight on site for you and your new pal, buddy.
you'd probably die by the end of the day.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm gonna be staying inside.
while you're out drinking beer, I won't have to worry about purging you because
Yeah.
I know you're gonna kill yourself.
Yeah. Well, the beauty of see now, if they have to give you the beer of your choice, I'm staying hydrated with my Busch lattes. That's all I'm saying.
I go high percent. I like my favorite
Yeah.
beer is
Go light.
11.3%. It's
wrong?
dangerous game.
So you're the only one of the three of us that can give the review for the Bud Light Platinum Seltzers.
Oh,
I cannot find that shit anywhere.
hold on. Wait. We'll take not anymore. You're not on the list anymore. For now.
As a
For now.
child, yeah.
It's an ongoing list. It always changes.
from the ages of like 7 to like 15, probably.
So this one was a blood orange. I got citrus and wild berry left. Which one should I go for?
Wild berry.
Citrus.
Oh,
Ah,
shoot.
okay. All right.
Well, all right. 1, 2, 3.
Wild berry.
Citrus.
Just have to drink both. Oh man.
Yeah.
Double fisting, it's fun.
Yeah.
This is a great time for me to mention. So, me and the fiance, we're
Yes.
getting married in April.
Yes.
And we want to lose some weight. Want to look good for them pictures. Look sexy as shit. So we are actually the amount of weight we lose from now until April 24th.
Yeah, is that wild berry?
There we go.
Hey, while
It's
you're
only 170 calories. You
Taking
can
a
afford this one.
oh, that's a good one.
Oh, from the time between now and April 24th, my fiance and I, for every pound of body weight that we lose, we're actually going to donate $5 to the American Heart Association. Just another thing we thought would be a fun thing to do, kind of encourage us to lose weight. And good shit.
Do you have a goal? What's your goal in mind? Like, what would be a success? Like, you get to a certain point.
I'm not going to talk about the fiance. I'll let her deal with that. But for me, I want to get down to below 200. I'm at 230 right now.
Okay.
When I got out of the military, it was about 180. So I put on some weight, mostly because of her cooking.
Nice.
But yeah, so if I lose 30 pounds, that'd be a good solid goal right there.
Yeah.
So
It's attainable.
something for you to mess with old Matthew about is the running joke is that I know he does scaffolding.
Yeah.
Right. I tell everyone he cleans windows for a living because
Is that not what he does? That's what I thought he did.
I also thought that. And Mike Steele Sr. was the head window cleaner over there. So
Is that not true? I thought. I'm just kidding, Uncle Mike. I know you're still out here. You're listening. I'll just tease Matt about it.
he's just glad we called him the head of it. So
Yeah.
hey, buddy,
Hey, what's up?
welcome back.
I feel like I heard steel, so I feel like you were probably talking shit about.
No, not at all.
Shit, we were just. How many windows did you wash this week?
Yeah, yes. Listen, every time with this guy.
They sent him out to
Nope.
California to wash windows.
No.
Yeah, it's high class.
Here we go. Listen here, bud. and other, bud. What I do would make you shit your pants.
It would. For sure, absolutely. Like as soon as you're like, oh yeah, we're going up this many stories, or like gonna be outside and it's gonna be windy and things are gonna be sweating. Nope, not for me.
You go. Yeah, let me go ahead and cut you right. Yeah, no, it is. I have to get readjusted myself every time, so it's a bit of an experience. But here's the cool thing that I've discovered is you're on street level of the busiest city. You're in New York, all right, and you ride that thing up and up and up and up, and the sound gets quieter and quieter and quieter, and now what once was the busiest city ever is I'm pretty sure this is the equivalent. Hey, Papa Steele, you probably can't. You don't have my pussy seeing glasses on, but if you want to borrow these, you can watch the rest of this video and actually see Tommy and Rod's reactions. So. But I found beauty in that to be able to get above some of the busiest cities and see watch all the hustle and bustle and not be a part of it is a pretty different experience, and it's pretty cool.
I got a question.
Okay.
So when you're sent to places that are below freezing temperatures, do you have to get the water before it comes down the window so it doesn't freeze? Or
That's a valid question. I want to hear.
Yeah, like
if there's any window washers listening to this, you can go ahead and chime in because I don't fucking know.
Tommy, I had our friend group convinced that that's what Matt did for a living for the longest time.
Yeah.
So we joke around, and we were just in Phoenix, and we've got really good friends that we met down there when my wife was in school there, and they're really good friends with another couple that we got to know, and that's actually what the guy does. He goes around and cleans the windows of houses. It's like his own business, but it's so funny to me because every time I see him, I'm just like, "How's business going? Just washing windows?" But
hey,
so maybe I'll
dirty.
tell him to listen to the show and tell him not to be offended, but
Hey.
I'll tell him he's got something in common with one of the hosts.
What's the gentleman's name?
Justin.
Justin, have your people call our people. We'll get you some good equipment. Okay.
He's more residential. He's not commercial like you.
We'll figure it out. No, Rod, go fuck yourself.
Love you.
Yeah. It really was. I mean, Griff. I think the first real conversation I had with Griff was like, "So, how's work? I don't really understand. Like, you travel to wash windows? That's a weird concept." And I'm like, "Okay."
Talk to Nick, did you?
Yeah. yeah. Calling him up on the phone. You're on speaker. Go ahead and explain to him what I really told you that I do.
Yeah, he washes windows.
Let's get on to our next
clear.
Yeah. So, all right, let's get on to our next question. This might, I don't know what Tommy's purge is going to be like, but this might tie into it because it's an apocalypse related question. So, the zombies. The zombies have come and gone. All right, let's make it a zombie apocalypse. Okay, the zombie apocalypse has come and gone. What is your job coming out of the apocalypse?
I had a really good answer to this, but now that I know Aunt Helen's on here and your mom's on here, and my wife's listening, so.
I'll bring the Windex, Papa Steele.
Listen, Mama Steele still invites me to family events, and she knows what this show's about. Right.
So my first instinct was repopulator. Like, I'm the guy that's just I'm gonna help repopulate. Like,
would the proper term for that be semen station?
It could be. And then some people are probably thinking like, wow, that's not a job. Like, think about it. All day, like, I'm gonna get tired. I'm gonna have to take a lot of water breaks.
Yeah.
And then the first thing was that my wife said was she was like, well, I'd still be living. And I was like, oh shit, now I gotta change my job. Like, I can't be that.
Yeah.
So
do you have a plan in place?
me,
Yeah.
we've got a stockpile of. I don't want to tell you how many guns, but we're ready.
So, well, let's also point out the fact that this is the same man who will go hunting, shoot a deer, and then cry for about 6 hours.
Whoa, we don't need to tell everyone that.
just she's a beautiful creature. No,
Yeah.
and that, I mean, in all seriousness, though, that's good to have the appreciation. Like, you utilize the meat, you utilize that, and it's kind of.
This is a running joke that just keeps on giving.
Yeah.
Like those windows aren't going to wash themselves after the apocalypse.
That's right.
So we talked about this last episode, and Florida has to be the best place for a zombie apocalypse to break out, because going through like northern Florida, Alabama, Georgia, like all those states where it's just bang, bang, shoot, shoot. This is still like somehow, even though we're like southeastern states, we're all about the Western style, the Old West method of doing things. So the fact that there's a bunch of trigger happy rednecks living down in the South might just save us after all. And let's be honest, if it's gonna break out anywhere in the States, it's gonna be Florida.
You don't want it to be like New York and New Jersey. Like, I feel like that would be the perfect spot, just because we could do a little bit less with New York, New Jersey.
I mean,
sorry for any listeners that are from New York, New Jersey. I apologize.
The tens of thousands.
Don't. I despise going to New York City. I honestly
can agree with you on that. Anytime I'd have to like travel there for work, I'd be like, let that guy go. Like,
yeah, but here's what I hate is there's so much history in New York that I love to see. Like, going to the Natural History Museum there was amazing. Like, I could spend a whole week just going through different exhibits there. And, Central Park is cool, and there's little nooks and crannies. Anywhere you go to eat is amazing. But the hustle and bustle and all the BS that you have to deal with when you're there, let's just thin the herd a little bit. Now, this is so, Rod, for the longest time, you were hoping for a plague of sorts, and I'm not so sure that COVID-19 may.
This wasn't the one I wanted.
This may be. But seriously, like, overpopulation in a lot of places kind of ruins the experience of those places.
That's solely the reason why when I was over in Connecticut, I had a choice. I could either, and I was there for 3 months, so I could have went down to New York train ride, or I could have went up to Boston. And when I had to choose, I either stayed in Connecticut or I went up to Boston, which beautiful city, by the way.
That's what I've heard.
super nice.
It's a lot hillier than you think, so prepare for a walk.
Yeah. See, I haven't been to Boston specifically. I've been to cities just outside of Boston, but I went in the wintertime, so there wasn't any baseball games going on. By the way, being able to travel, I don't know, Tom, if you did this at all when you were traveling. I have this poster, and you can kind of see it right behind me here. And it's a scratch-off poster, so it's got all the baseball fields on it. And every time I go to a baseball field, I scratch it off. The old man and I got a competition going. Beautiful story about how we talked about how Toronto would be a tough one to get to because we don't have a lot of work there. As having the conversation.
Oh, and he's gone.
He froze again.
He froze again. Useless, ain't he? Good Lord. So what's your favorite?
Does this happen often? I feel
Not
like
too often.
Good. Okay.
What's your favorite Matty Ice story that you got from growing up?
There's two that come to mind.
All right, what you got?
The first one, I spent the night over their house when they lived in Berkeley, and Aunt Kathy and Uncle Mike had a water bed. So we fell asleep in that bed as children, and old Matty Ice decided he wanted to add to that waterbed, so he took his pants. Woke up, there's a big pee spot around him. and that's Matty Ice right there. And then
So water on water, huh?
yeah, he was just trying to fill it back. It was a little low, but he just couldn't find where to fill it up at. Second time was with I heard you had the privilege of meeting our grandpa Fred.
Oh yeah, he's a delight.
He's great. But we were camping out in their backyard, and like halfway through the night at like 1 a.m., we're all asleep, and you hear pounding on the door, trying to get back inside, and it's Matty Ice crying because he didn't want to be outside anymore, and he just wanted to be inside. And it just it frustrated all of us.
You know what he was afraid? He was afraid of that moon burn, so he had to get inside. That's that moonlight bright.
Burning my
I
skin.
don't like the fact that when my internet cuts out, you use this as an opportunity to fucking bully me while I'm.
Buddy, I got to keep the show going.
Hey, and that's what we appreciate about you. Okay, let's move on. So you are a repopulator, and
Yep.
listen, you don't have to worry about what people are thinking when you bring up your points, because Rod beautifully tried to say that ingesting stem cells was how you get extra lives, when what he really meant to say was you were swallowing semen in our last episode. So
Yeah, it doesn't work. I tried it.
But all right. First of all, it has to be your body weight, and
that's
and
the
stem
problem.
cells.
That's the problem.
So,
yeah.
that's
I went beyond that. It still doesn't matter.
I tried to get
milk
you
over
alive.
there.
Yeah. Still sitting with one life over here. It sucks.
Well, you don't know. You haven't tried, dude.
Yeah.
Give it time.
That's true. That's true.
Maybe they're sending it in the mail. Like,
Postal services hit the really slow nowadays.
it's getting pretty rough out there.
Yeah.
You're gonna have
Holiday season.
like the Uber Eats guys in New York that ride bicycles even in the ice cold weather to deliver your food. That's how your extra lives are coming in the mail after you swallow copious amounts of semen. So it's the time we live in. It's just it's what you're gonna have to deal with, I guess.
All right, what else you got, Matty?
Okay, next question. You are about to get into a fight. What song comes on?
Why Can't We Be Friends by War.
Love it.
That's it. That is a good one. I took a more serious route. Like I was like,
Oh, no, Elizabeth.
Eddie's gone again. Oh, I
no.
love this. This is so
What?
fun.
Oh,
Oh,
there
there
he
he
is.
hey, don't no. Yeah, you guys
I
are
had
fucking.
a
You're good.
Matty Ice story queued up.
You're gonna get a
Oh.
kick out of when re-listening to when you
I know
cut
it's
it out.
gonna be a thing of beauty. I'm sure it will be. Yeah, cocksuckers. So why can't we be friends? That's that is a good one. That's not one that I considered at all.
I tried to go the other way, and that's the first thing that popped in my head. I'm like, how hilarious would that be? You're about to find somebody and be like, oh, I'm gonna get my ass kicked.
I mean, let me change that. Mine would be what's that one song? I don't know what the actual name of the song where it's just like run and then the beat drops. That's the song. That's the song that I want to play because I'm gonna be hightailing it. If I'm in a fight, it's about to go down, and I don't want to be any part of it. Actually,
That was my thought as well. Any sort of Taylor Swift song so that it would de-escalate the situation, so I could either run or just hug it out. You know?
yeah. Yeah.
So you're saying when I hug Uncle Mike, I should have a Taylor Swift song.
That's
playing.
right. That's right. As soon as he walks in, have T Swizzle playing, and then
Yeah.
just hug him. He'll love it. He'll love
I assume he has that CD, so I'll just play it.
He does for sure. Yeah.
It's on his
Yeah.
phone under Mike's favorites,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially Romeo Save Me. He loves that.
Hey, Spotify just put out everyone's 2020 most played songs. I imagine they're all Taylor Swift for Papa Steele, if I had to guess. No, I tried to imagine myself in a fight, and I think that's what threw me off in the first place when I was trying to answer this question. I'm like, when would I ever be in a situation? Probably when I'm in New York City, if I had to guess, where it's like the Uber Eats guy gives me the wrong meal and I call him out on it, and people in New York are just fucking wild to begin with. So he throws the old kickstand out and he's like, "All right, you call me a liar. Here we go." Like, I have nowhere to go. I don't even know where I am. I got to run back into this hotel.
Or that old
You'd be
guy
super nice. Write a bad review.
Yeah.
the San Francisco sock cock guy.
Yeah.
You looking at my sock?
Yeah. Listen, pal, you're going to go out there and swing it with that confidence, then yeah, I'm going to take notice of what you're doing. So you've heard the story at this point. That's so memorable. So
What kind of sock was it?
See,
Like an ankle sock, or was it a crew sock? Like,
I recall on
specifics.
that. Yeah, it was a Reebok. I remember specifically. I got a good look at the man.
Yeah, got 2 stripes on it.
Yeah, yeah. No, but that in the same trip. Okay, I haven't told this part of the story. In the same trip, we witnessed an elderly homeless. I'm assuming she was homeless. If not, San Francisco is a wild fucking place. Bathing herself in the public drinking fountain in the same trip. So, shout out to San Francisco for, if we have any San Francisco listeners, you guys are wild. I'm not sure I want to party there. It seems like some shit happens. Like you walk home with nothing but shoes and a cock sock on. But
Standard procedure.
That sounds like a new T-shirt.
I woke up and all I had was shoes and a sock. And I mean, kudos to him for having the self-awareness that he only had one. From what I remember, he only had one sock. He didn't have socks on his feet, so he made a conscious decision to not put that sock on one of either of his feet and to actually cover his, as I believe Jenny described, fleshy man part. She was telling the story about how you guys had a childhood cat named Peanut, right? And there was a mix-up with the name, and someone thought she said penis.
Yep.
So she continued to to joke about the fact that it was a delicious snack or a fleshy man part, is the way she described it. And I've heard, and this was my exact reaction, is I've heard a lot of disgusting ways to describe penis, but fleshy man part weirdly might take the cake on that.
Only my sister.
Yeah, and yeah. So this was
Give the people what they want, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever see her again. If she is listening to this somehow, some way, next time I'm in San Francisco, I'll make sure to put out a video saying I'm coming. So we will negotiate a price for the photograph. Isn't it a weird concept that you go to Vegas and there's all these quote unquote street performers, or like you can take pictures with this guy that spent 19 hours putting together an Iron Man suit, and he wants to charge you like $5 a pop to take a picture with him. Like, you made this decision on your own. Go fuck yourself. You ain't getting any money from me.
But I bet he's getting a lot of $5
It
pictures.
probably is. Like, yeah. It took 2 hands to count how many people were wearing like bride or groom things while we were in Vegas. When you and I went, it is a lawless land. Is Vegas not the best place to go?
That's scary.
No. So should we tell your story, Rod? Yeah.
Go ahead, buddy. I'll tell it. Okay, I'll tell it. Got to get my storytelling mode. So Matthew and I we had a few drinks at one place, and we're going to the next bar. Right, we're walking through a casino, and this girl comes up to me and she goes, "Hey, why don't we go back to your hotel room?" And I'm hammered at this point, and I'm like, well, that sounds like a good idea to me. So I look over at Matt, and Matt's like, no, probably not a good idea. And I'm like, my buddy's saying no, so no, not a good idea. And later to find out, she may have been a prostitute.
No, not later. Later for you, not later for me. I see. If you had seen it from a third-person perspective, and if the roles were reversed, you would have seen what I saw.
Would I have, or would I have been going?
No. So yeah. So here was the issue. The place that we were at was serving 2-for-1 well drinks.
Ooh, dangerous.
And
right?
that, yeah. So I was drinking beers still. I stuck to beers. Rod enjoyed himself quite a few Jack and Cokes to the point where the lady set one on the counter and he went to go grab it and he just fucking punched it. It's just like, I'll pour you another one.
All right. First of all, there were like 3 of them on the table, and I grabbed the wrong one. That's all.
Yeah. There was one. You saw 3, and you happened to go. By the way,
That's
kudos
fair,
to you
very fair.
for going for the right one. You just didn't have the motor skills at the time to actually open and close your hand. But what my friend Rod here has left out of the story is we were sharing a room.
Oh.
So
Did you get a 2-for-1 deal or what? Did you not negotiate that?
Yeah. See, had she haggled a little, so it might have changed the story. But
See,
however,
that's
she did
why
not.
Question.
I gave my grandmother my entire wallet before we left. So, joke's on her. There would have been no money.
Only disappointment.
Wait a minute.
And that is where
Adequate.
yeah. So we also in the same night witnessed a man literally get dragged by 2 of his buddies back to his and I say dragged, not like they were holding him and he was just kind of stumbling, dragged to the point of where the tops of his feet were dragging along the ground and they like
Did you guys check? That might have been me when I was out with Uncle Mike.
he might be dead now. So, Rod, I hate that this is happening to you, but you're kind of missing out on the college experience a little bit, and not being able to, like, you're not fully immersed in campus. But so there was a college bar when I was going to school, and I witnessed a gentleman. It was his birthday. His buddies are just buying him drink after drink after drink after drink. Just this poor man is guzzling down everything that they're putting in front of him. $2 Tuesdays at the Viaduct is a dangerous game. Okay, I witnessed this man. He was sitting up against the bar. He leans back. He yaks. He leans back forward, and his friends proceed to buy him 2 more drinks.
Well, you made room. Like,
I know. It's like, fuck, guys, a cup of water, please. Like, I don't.
He didn't want to
wanna
be
win-
rude.
yeah.
Yeah, they're like, somebody, please. The ambulance that is going to pick up this man will probably run somebody over on the way back, if I had to guess.
Tommy, earlier you asked where Rod Daddy came from, Peppermint Matty. We got to Peppermint Matty, but as far as Rod Daddy, you can really thank that to old Perry Davis here. We were out having a chaw out in the woods outside the work one day, and he goes, your first name's Rodney? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, do people back home call you Rod Daddy? And I'm like, well, no. And he's like, well, they should. They can call you Rod Daddy from Cincinnati. And that's where that came from.
Nice.
And
Nice. I like it.
Literally none of that is factual at all. There's
No, it's all factual. You shut up.
Your name is, your true name is Rodney. Yes.
Is it really? Is it Rodney for real?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That,
Okay.
that is factual.
Because when he said Nick, I was like, I don't Nick. Who's Nick? Like,
No,
I have
he's
no
a
idea
man
who
of
Nick
many
is.
names. Yeah, a man of many names. Yes. All right, let's get into our next question. Which planet in our solar system would you like to travel to?
I thought about this one, and I thought either Saturn or Jupiter, and then I thought a little bit more. I was like, all right, like, I feel like this goes into a little bit of Rick and Morty. Like, is Pluto a planet?
See, that's
Right?
the question. That is the question.
But just because Saturn has all those rings, I think it'd be sweet to be there and see the rings from the planet out. And then the other they're both the biggest planet, two biggest planets, so it'd be fun to just explore. But I couldn't help but think of is Pluto a planet?
It's tough. It's tough. I would want to visit it just to be like, all right, if you guys aren't going to deem this as a planet. So we talked about this in one of Matty Ice's Cold Hard Facts, that there is actually a treaty that nobody can claim.
They're to protect him from ray lights. Okay.
Mikey, I see that.
Sunburn on his eyes.
No, listen, Mikey, I see this as an opportunity. let me get to your comment in a second. I see this as an opportunity to point out that Mikey is actually listening to the show, possibly for the first time, and possibly just for the past couple minutes or so. We'll take we do have Mama Steel with the zinger. Uranus has to be on the top of the list of where to go.
I didn't want to go there, but I figured somebody else would.
So here's what's happening right now, and I could tell you, Mama Steel is laughing so hard at her own joke right now that my dad is looking over at her going, what in the world is wrong with you? So I am so glad that we could actually put that up. But it has to be Pluto. So I say Pluto, whether you want to consider it a planet or not, because if they're not actually considering it a planet, then it may not be a part of that treaty, and I can stake claims. Pluto's mine. Pluto is mine.
Star.
It'd be a mini star. You know, we have the smallest star. Come on, know your science, man.
All right, first of all, it's an adequate star. Okay. Gets the job done.
Adequate dick energy rolls across.
That's right.
What about you, Rod? Is there anywhere particular? Was Uranus the steal of the century that Mama Steel took from you?
Oh, that was clutch. But no, I would like to go to Pluto just to comfort it and let it know that it is a planet. You know, just you're a planet to me, all right, and let it know that it matters.
I'm actually disappointed that I took adequate dick energy off after that was the weakest shit I've ever heard come out of your mouth. You think Pluto's alive?
Oh, sure.
So you think?
Well, is our planet alive?
Not the way we're treating it. No. Like
we're
my
sucking
liver,
the soul
Earth
out of it.
Like my liver, Earth is dead.
Or dying.
Yeah, or die. Yeah, pick one. It's on a transplant list.
It'd be like Rick and Morty. You guys would get there and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, this is Matty Ice or Rod Daddy from Earth. They're a scientist. Pluto's a planet."
We're like, wow, we can't claim we're idiots from a mic now.
Yeah, this means peace on Earth.
Yeah, peace among worlds.
Yeah,
I taught him that.
Yeah, I don't know. See, I would almost argue Mars, though, because that's argued as one of the planets that aliens have visited or are from. So
that's where we came from.
Something to
we
consider.
were at Mars, and we used up that planet. It had all the same features of Earth. We used it up, and then there was
stuff happened. Science.
Yep,
and now we're here.
Yep, that's exactly it. Now we're at Earth, and then once we use this up, we're screwed. We had two planets. We screwed them both up.
So but I don't know, like, if we can figure out how to adapt and survive on other planets. Like, I forget which one it is. It's like Jupiter, Saturn, one of those, I believe, that it like rains diamonds or something like that.
They're gas giants, aren't they?
Not a bad problem to have. Yeah. Well, so are you.
I mean, and if we did access, an infinite resource of diamonds, I feel like they'd lose their value and thus not be worth anything.
But then cash would be king, baby.
Well, I mean, diamonds would be, but I mean, they wouldn't be worth cash.
Yeah, they'd be so abundant that cash would have more value.
I'm confused right now, but sure. Yeah, that'd work.
That's basic economics, isn't it? I don't know. I don't actually know.
Listen, I'm an idiot on a mic. I'm not an economics professor on a night.
Yeah, you're right. I'm just going to go ahead and wash windows. That's what I'm doing. All right, a couple more questions before I have a fun secret little segment that we're going to throw. Next question for you guys. What is your spirit animal? You're on a spirit animal. I don't mean the spirit animal that you want. I mean, what would it really be?
Mine's messed up, so I really don't. I mean, it's probably deer, but then I shoot and kill them. So
I mean, you're skittish.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming. Oh shit! I better run in front of this thing.
So yeah, let's talk about that. Like, I've seen a lot of different memes out there that a deer could hear like the crack of a twig and absolutely dart, but it sees a car coming at it going 75 miles an hour and it doesn't move. Bob of Steel,
Obviously, stink.
Yeah. The gas giant himself is waiting in on the conversation. But yeah, a deer. There was a kid. I played baseball with this kid. We used to call him a gazelle because the way this kid ran seemed so flawless. It was just kudos to you. But then I've also played with kids that don't know where the fence are and run into it, and it's belt high, and it makes them flip over the fence, and it's some of the funniest shit I've ever seen. Unfortunately, that wasn't an America's Funniest Videos or whatever. Didn't have it on tape to be able to send it in to make the $10,000 or whatever they claim as a cash prize at the end. But so why a deer then specifically?
For me, yeah, I don't know. There's just something about them. Like, I feel like I see them either when I'm driving or like when I do sit in the woods. Like my whole life, like I've seen them, and I feel like it's just you don't see them, and then all of a sudden you do, and it just ties into maybe your thoughts. Like as you're thinking of something, and it's like, oh shoot, there's a deer. Like it's almost like a sign. So it's super weird, and then it's super weird because it's like, then I kill them. So I don't know the correlation there of like, what does
go
that
ahead.
mean?
All those thoughts that you have, go ahead and just bury them 6 feet deep.
It's like you're wishing for something, and all of a sudden you're like, well, you just killed that thing, so none of those are gonna come true. So sorry. But they're super cool animals. So like this year I sat out and had a doe and 2 fawns come up and like eat in front of me, and like I'm not gonna shoot at them. But it's just cool to watch them, and they're like, as soon as you move something though, like if you just hit something very slightly, then they're like, well, what the hell is that? Like, all right, there's something here, I gotta go. And like their tail goes up and they take off running. But yeah, to your point, like be driving 60 miles on the highway and they're like, oh yeah, this truck's coming. I'm just gonna walk in front of it and get murdered. So I don't know. It's definitely a weird thing, but I think I felt that way probably ever since I was a kid. Like anytime you saw a deer around the Chicagoland area, you're like, holy shit, there's a deer. Where did that thing come from?
A little surprised you didn't go with turtle, honestly.
I'm sorry. Thanks, Uncle Mike. It was turtle, but screw you.
Yeah. It was my lifelong dream, and you ruined it.
Yeah.
At the ripe age of 8 years old.
I was like a kid playing the piano, and he came up and he was like, you're never going to make it. And then that was it.
Hey, that's labeling theory. If people tell you continuously you can't be that, then
I couldn't prove them wrong. I just switched animals.
Yeah. What about you, Rod? You got anything in particular that probably that asshole cat of yours?
I was thinking that. I was thinking probably a cat, and just in this way, like everyone loves. A lot of people they love cats. They want to go pet them. They want to go talk to them, love on them. But the cat that doesn't fucking like anyone. So yeah, my cat.
Honestly, I don't think there's a better answer for that. Where it's like, if I want to communicate with you, we will be best friends. If you want to communicate with me and I'm not feeling it, you go.
I'll respond in 3 to 5 business days.
Yeah. That is a beautiful answer. Like I said, I don't think anything tops that. Although I will say, our chocolate lab, I feel him on a spiritual level because, oh, look at that!
There we go.
Letting you. So they buy this cat, and this thing is a Mancoon, which is supposed to be one of the largest, like domestic cat breeds. And this thing was so cute to start off, but she's cute now, but she'll murder you in your
She's
sleep.
a bitch.
Yeah.
I should have kept my deer head. I could have.
So we have our chocolate lab Milo, and he is a great dog, but he can be very petty. Like when I travel, Megan lets him sleep in the bed with her. But when I'm home, we put him in the crate just because we have just a full size bed and it's enough for the two of us. And
Then he
like
shits in your shoes.
No, that's the other one.
That's-
The other one, without a doubt, would shit in my shoes if I had to guess. Yeah. So when we go to put him in the crate and I like go to pet him, he'll shrug me off and he'll deliberately sit facing the other direction so he can give me one of these. And he's just so pissed about it. And I'm just like, yeah, I know what that's like, buddy. I know I've been in that situation where you can't say anything, but you hate it. So you just kind of got to give a look and you got to move along and just go about your day. So he is definitely a part of my spirit animal. But kudos to you for the cat because I don't know, like, Tommy, maybe this is the same for you as it is for Rod and I. I could get along with just about anybody, but as a general rule, people fucking suck. Like, to me, I like meeting new people and hearing their stories. And I like I said, I could get along with probably just about anybody, but at the end of the day, I'm like, leave me alone.
That's
the end of the day, I'd rather just stay in my home, drink a beer, and just zone out.
Yeah, exactly.
Out here, so I don't have to see anybody. Like,
yeah.
Don't talk.
Exactly. All right, let me move on to our last question before I throw up a couple pictures I got for you guys.
Oh, well. I don't
know. Rod, I have one as a suggestion for you. But to my question, what's the weirdest way you can die? And there used to be a show about this, 1,000 Ways to Die.
Oh, yeah.
Or some, like the guy snorted fire ants and that killed him. That was a weird one. My favorite one, and I didn't watch the show a lot, but I happened to catch some gems, is this guy was going to get an X-ray, and this has to be my answer. I know it's not original because it was on the show. This gentleman was going to get X-rays. So they lay him down, they lay him underneath the machine, and the doc and the radiation tech go into the other room. Well, they start screwing around, and they're in there screwing around. They're hitting the button over and over and over and over again to where they fried his brain and killed the man. Yeah, Papa Steele's way to die would be having people give him beer. But this was all spurred. I was having a conversation with Megan's dad, and copious amounts of ghost pepper can kill you. And this made me think of you, Rod. You grew those ghost peppers.
They were good. They were Reaper peppers.
Reaper peppers.
That sounds
good, sir. Well, yeah, Tommy, I forgot that while we were out in Denver, you were like, give me the hottest sauce that you guys have on the menu and let me try that. And the guy was like, it's this habanero sauce or whatever. People usually don't like it.
Bring it. Let me
have to send some seeds with Matty Ice next time he comes over.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah. I liked Sriracha, and Rod, I'm pretty sure I was the one that turned you on to the Sriracha game. But I've never seen anybody put Sriracha on so much shit my entire life. Like it did not matter what it was.
Oh no!
Wow.
All right, well, that takes the cake. I think that wins.
I don't know what to tell mine anymore.
Was it a carrot cake?
Oh God, get messy.
But yeah, that's got to be it. Did you guys have one in mind when you were thinking of this?
I did. I didn't think you could die from it because as soon as I said it, my wife's like, "You can't die that way." And I was like, "What happens if you're flossing and you just got in there real good and then all of a sudden you just bled out. It would be a long bleed out, but just think about it. Like, it'll be a weird way to die. Like, I'm trying to do something good to improve my health. They always tell you to floss, but then you die. It's probably not possible.
Be,
Like, you just throw a clot and die.
Yeah. It just
like, out.
What? Oh, hear me out. You get COVID tested where they shove that thing all the way up your nose and then they just like jab your brain in it. That's the end of you.
They pull it back out, but then the Q-tip part doesn't come out, grows an infection, goes into your brain. You're dead.
And you're dead. You're dead.
But you were negative for COVID, but they still market a COVID test.
I mean, it is COVID related. He was getting tested when it happened.
Yeah. Did he have COVID? Nobody was getting tested.
So yeah, okay.
Market.
Yeah.
What about you, Rod? You got one?
Oh, you know how excited I am for whenever aliens actually come down and talk to the people. Aliens land, but they land on my house and kill me.
That's a good one.
So I don't get to actually have the experience of actually.
So and not only this, but like you will not be remembered at all because they will be exposing aliens that day. Not the fact that they landed on your house and crushed you to death, but the fact that let's go one step further, and they are hovering above your house. You come out to see what the fuck is that, and then their little ramp comes down and crushes you to death.
Like a Looney Tunes situation.
Yeah.
Turns out they're the friendliest aliens ever. They
right.
A peace award, and
they were giving us the gift of eternal life and shit. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm the last human to ever die on the planet.
Yeah. Like, who was that? Yeah, who gives a shit? Eternal life, everybody.
So it was worth the sacrifice. We got him.
Yeah. Maybe that's how you'll be remembered. You'll be remembered as the sacrifice for.
Yeah, they'll be like the last human life.
There'll be a statue of you on the ground with the ladder coming down into you.
Yeah, that'll be a real Looney Tunes statue. Your eyes will be bugging out.
right outside the Bengals stadium.
Just take the franchise with you.
But Joey B will be granted eternal life, so your sacrifice would be for Cincinnati fans, and I'm sure they would.
Absolutely delightful.
But he goes 4-12 the rest.
Yeah.
Shut your face.
So that would be the cursed item that we talked about in previous episodes. Yeah, he's granted eternal life, but he can't have a winning season. All right, before I throw my pictures up, I want to give a shout out to Jenny and some of the jokes that she gave me. We've been doing dad jokes for the past couple episodes.
Can I tell a quick story about my sister quick?
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
So every time I talk to my sister and I'm like, oh yeah, Matt's got this. I talk to Matt or Mike, and she's like, she is convinced that when we were kids, I told you and your brother to hate her and not talk to her ever. She still believes it to this day. She might comment on it, but every time I talk to her, I was like, "Oh, did you listen to Matt's podcast?" And she's like, "No, he hates me because you told him to hate me." That's not the truth.
Weird. Matt's told me that story before I even knew you.
But seriously, if you talk to her, I'll be so pissed at you.
So to completely debunk that theory, I can't. It's true. It's true.
It's out. Screw you.
But so this is kind of how this whole chain effect works. He's in a bad mood because Uncle Mike won't let him watch Ninja Turtles. And he turns around and he says, "You know what? I'm going to take this hatred out on someone else. Who's the next closest person? Jenny, you just happen to be caught in the crosshairs." And he goes, "You know what I'm going to do? These two young, ready to mold, minds. I'm going to let them know that this is the person that you should hate for the rest of your life. Don't talk to her."
Joke's on you guys. She's actually cooler than me. You should have had her on the show instead of me. You guys
that will be the next thing in the process. So
no, see, we knew that. We're just having you on for out of pity.
Just a warm up.
Yeah, we knew you weren't busy because there's nothing going on in that Wisconsin area that you're tucked away in. So, all right, but so for some of the dad jokes that she sent in, What is the difference between a dirty bus stop and a lobster with implants?
Oof.
One's a crusty bus station, and the other one's a busty crustacean.
Ha!
Oh, you got that one, Rod. Hey,
I get it because
Yeah.
yeah.
Everybody can get the Rod.
Better than your jokes yesterday or last week.
Yeah. No, the Sherlock Holmes was it was good. Rod just didn't understand the electrical term.
No, it sucked.
Yeah, I understood it. I didn't laugh either.
You guys are the fucking worst. Okay. So I asked her for a couple different types of jokes. There was clean ones and then there was dirty ones.
Oh boy.
Of the ones that she sent, that was my favorite clean one. My favorite dirty joke is what do you call a hooker with a runny nose? Rod, this is right up your
No, nothing.
because it goes into full.
I get it.
She's trying to get the extra lives. That's all she's trying to do.
Yeah. Right?
All
I hope
right.
he knows what's up.
Yeah. So let me see if I can get this set up here to where I can actually share this tab that I want to share for you guys. Rod, I had a sincere suggestion for you. If I can pull this picture up, technology is difficult, so let me see if I can get this pulled up here. The next time you have one of your drunken encounters, I want you to think of this. Okay? So we have told the story before of Rod
I've seen that.
pissing on his nightstand, and I don't know that this is a bad suggestion. I'm not sure that if you don't pull that bottom drawer out in your nightstand, that Fee wouldn't find this situation taking place.
See,
It's only fitting because we have talked about Batman Superman combo. If we ever did like
the mistake that the kid made, and clearly he's a child, is he didn't put a towel at the bottom of the drawer. So
what a
But it is defense. There's nothing in that drawer, so you might as well fill it with pee.
that's fair. That's fair.
He's like, hey, you know what? And let's talk about the innovator that he is. He says, I see an opportunity for an empty drawer. The bathroom's on the other side of the hall. Let's take advantage of this situation. It's hard to get this Batman costume off to be good.
There's a zipper in the back. It's just a situation.
I have to have somebody undress me to piss in this thing. So guess what? It's a
Water bill was down that month.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Mom.
yeah, exactly. You know what? He saw an opportunity and he took it. The other picture that I want to show here is now this is Rod. You and I have kind of, if I can get this to work. We've talked about this before, and this is what Wish is like.
Terrifying.
I agree. So this is actually an accurate depiction of what their shipping department is like. They just got a couple guys set up on boats with a shipping container, and that thing's probably full of the weirdest sex toys and some reasonably priced gems on there too. So this is what the Somali pirates are actually going out and thieving, I guess. They're going out on these little cruises and they're taking shipping containers to be able
I feel like that's the worst like illegal immigration thing like ever to happen.
I know.
They're like,
no, dude, don't do
you're
that to me.
you're gonna pay us a couple $1,000s to come to America. All right, well, we're just gonna put you in this container and take you. They get stopped over by Coast Guard. What you got in there? Oh, cargo shit.
Yeah. This is the newest shipment from wish.com. So
Yeah.
if you've got the Wish app, go ahead, download it and get your priceless gems, I guess. Probably. That's terrible. Now that you say it, there's probably like mail order wives or some shit in there, and I'm sitting here making a joke about it. Sufficiently given enough food and water, if I had to guess. So, the last one I wanted to pull up for you guys, just because of the times that we're in, not only with it being Christmas, but also the fact that we are. Ah, shit! I did that wrong. The fact that we're in these COVID times and we're going through this is this kid going to sit on Santa's lap and he's wishing to be healthy. And Santa just talks him. Holy shit, is he contagious? So, Rod, you and I were talking about this earlier when we were on the phone today. There are some absolute gems on the internet, and I just
absolutely.
I just happen to think that this was one of them. Have you seen some of the pictures for like mall Santas and stuff? It's like the kid sits on a bench like 6 feet in front of Santa Claus, and they take a picture from there to make it look like they're actually close together.
Like closer and far away. I haven't seen it, but
that's not part of the experience. Like if I can't sit on pedophile Santa's lap,
Oh my goodness.
get a picture taken with him for future memories.
Yeah, I don't know what the application process for mall Santas is like, but I imagine the bar is set pretty low. Like you
big,
guys
hairy, and
You work for free?
Yeah.
Okay.
some booze hound that's just trying to like get extra tips. Like,
It's like Bad Santa.
yeah, yeah. Keep the suit on him.
Yeah.
That's a real.
He's got a midget with you.
It's a mood setter.
Little
Yeah.
bit. Sorry.
But we'll go ahead and wrap it up there for today. An hour 41 into it.
Oh my gosh.
Second longest episode, second only to the Vegan Steve or Sexy Steve, whichever one he's feeling.
Whoa, let's keep going. I don't want Vegan Steve to be me. That just sounds terrible.
All right, I'll tell you what, Tom. You come up with a question. I'm gonna take a piss because you really threw me off with that. And we'll keep this thing rolling. Let's hit 2.
Okay.
Let's hit the 2 mark.
All right. I got a question for you guys. Do you want to hear the question before you go?
Yeah, I want to
Okay.
think about it.
What's the last thing you Googled on your phone?
Rod, go ahead.
looking currently.
I know. I gotta look too.
What is April's awareness month? Because I was looking for something to do for that challenge to see if April had any sort of significance in there.
Mine was Zumbinis. You remember
Zumbini?
Did you ever play that game when you were a kid?
No.
Computer game. And it was like, I don't know, you played it in school. So like a bunch of my friends and stuff. And they were like, oh yeah, I'm playing Zumbinis on my phone. They were kidding with me, but I Googled it so I could see if I could find it. Couldn't find it. But it's like like a puzzle. You like, I don't know how to explain it. But Google it. Google Zumbinis. It'll be the next one on your list. And I imagine Matty Ice is in the bathroom right now changing his Google one. I should have waited till he got back.
Just internet delete.
Right, yeah. Oh, shit. I didn't know he was going to ask this.
All right, so I'm going to ask you a question since we're waiting here. All right, so if there was one animal, insect on the planet that was going to take over the world, which one do you think it would be?
You'd have to go with monkeys. Like I feel like
right.
Line to take over.
I was thinking monkeys or dolphins.
Dolphins would be one too.
Smart fuckers there.
But then they would only be able to rule us from water unless they learn how to.
Is this still the same question?
No. So, go ahead. I want to hear your answer first. Well, wait. How many did you delete when you went to the bathroom?
No. So, in all honesty, one of the last things that I Googled, I want to give you an accurate. It's in the top 5 here. I was working on making a mug for the alien mug for our website. So the unoriginal piece of shit that I am, I looked up alien puns with coffee. You gotta, sometimes you just gotta get the blood flowing and get in the right direction to find
Right.
what you're looking for. By the way, I don't know. Maybe this is just me. There is no greater piss than when you're like at a ball game and you slammed about 4 beers before and you knock back about 2 or 3 more while you're at the game. Just pointing that out because that's the situation I felt like I was in.
Only at Wrigley, so you can pee in a trough and everyone else can see your dog.
Yeah. So you may have experienced this in your lifetime, and this is just very fresh in my mind because I started going to a new gym and it's like mostly older people there. What is it with the older generation of dudes just swinging dick in the locker room?
It's just,
You're old and saggy. You got to let it show.
Papa Steel says they've earned the right to be able to do that, and I guess so, because it's like
that's not the right I want when I get old and saggy. Is be like, hey, all you other guys, check this out.
And they'll be like making eye contact, talking to each other, like, yeah, and they're always playing like it's always the dudes that are just like got done playing racquetball or some shit like that. They're like,
they're looking at you, going, "Hey, eyes up here."
Yeah. Hey, yeah. So Papa Steel wants to know if once we reach that. I would. I really would. Honestly, listen, it's just a little common courtesy. Maybe that's a younger generational thing.
For a second.
Maybe it's a younger generation thing, but yeah, it's a weird concept to me. I mean, I played sports. I've been in a locker room. It's not a abnormal thing, but to just be talking to another human being while you're going to change, and you're talking about how like, oh yeah, if you turn your wrist over a little bit on that swing on your forearm there, then it's going to go right where you need it to.
Yeah, that's a distraction. I don't need that in the locker room.
Well, doesn't fucking matter. But okay, so your first question was about the Google. How did we get to monkeys and dolphins and stuff?
Oh, what a good situation we were in there.
Well, we went. My Google one was Zumbinis. You ever play Zumbinis when you were a kid on the computer?
Zumbinis. I probably did. That might be an older generation thing.
It could be.
You're like 2 years away from wearing vests all the time, so
that was back before you were born. Just a computer program that you'd play in school. But how did we get back on the? Oh, if Rod, Mr. Daddy there asked me if I.
Thank you.
I don't want to be formal here. If an animal were to take over the planet, which one would it be? And I said monkeys, but he said dolphins. So we're kind of talking about that.
So I think we've scratched the surface a little bit on this conversation, and I agree. It's got to be monkeys, like to have the functionality with their hands and the mental capacity.
It could be both. Be like, all right, well, I hate these monkeys. Somebody get in the water because monkeys hate water. I assume. I don't know. But then the dolphins are there and they're like, well, fuck you. Now you're in the water. We're going to harass you. Now we own the water.
Well, especially if the polar ice caps melt and then it's all water. So
we're screwed.
This is our But then
I'm going to get a boat with a huge propeller on it. And any of those dolphins that come close. Yeah.
Till they hop out of the water and get you.
Yeah. Well, also, if you have a boat with a huge propeller, you can take shipping containers from wish.com and send them overseas and deliver stuff.
Now, if there's dolphins who don't want you to get from point A to point B.
That's a good point. Well, here's the real truth about the stuff coming from wish.com, though. It either vibrates and is battery operated, or it's about yay long and fucking. So, okay. So this, I have to tell, I have to tell this story. We went to Vegas, and the trade show that we normally go to for our company happened to be the same time as the porn convention in Vegas one year.
Likely story.
No, listen. I don't plan this shit, okay? So don't try to act like it was me that set this thing up. So we're there and we're going out. We go to the PBR bar, I believe it was, or Gillies, I believe is the name of the bar, which is it's a country bar. They do a bunch of line dancing there. PBR's dirt cheap there. And you can sign up to ride the mechanical bull that's, off. It's in the middle, but it's kind of off to the side at the same time. And there was a lady swinging this nice, shiny, glittery purple dildo as she's riding this mechanical bull. And I'm like, what a wild time to be alive. What was so? Was there anything weird that you saw in Vegas that maybe we had apparently missed? I think I've seen it all in Vegas at this point.
See anything you want in Vegas? Good Lord.
Yeah. Walk down the street, you see two Elmos. That's confusing. I just want to see one Elmo. Like, what is this?
Hey, that guy's charging $10 a picture.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Just watch him duke it out in the middle of the song. And Why Can't We Be Friends comes on in the background.
Yeah. The hell is this? I just gave that guy $10. You're charging $5. They will get my money back and get 2 pictures with this guy.
Yeah. I tell you what, you go take that 10 from him.
There's gonna be some words.
I'll go take a picture with you if that's what you want to do here in this situation.
It's definitely a different world out there.
So you've traveled quite a bit, or you used to travel quite a bit.
Yeah.
What was the best city you've been to?
All right. So internationally, I was in Modena, Italy. That was probably the best internationally. And this is because Mr. Daddy's on the show here, but I really like Cincinnati. So Kroger was one of my bigger customers for a while there. And anytime I would come to Cincinnati, I loved it. I stayed across the river in Kentucky. Don't know if that's a bad thing, but I would always come into Cincinnati there. And our goal, myself and my wife, is to get back to Cincinnati, go to a Reds game, and check out the city. Big fan of that Rheingeist beer.
Yeah,
might be saying that wrong.
Yeah.
But no, that's my favorite place. I mean, I've been to a lot of places in the U.S., but I do like Cincinnati. It's a cool town.
So I had the opportunity to go to a opening day for the Reds, and I don't know what other cities are like for opening day, but Cincinnati does it right. They block off the street that runs perpendicular to the stadium, and they have beer vendors all along, and they've got a live band going. You get a bracelet, and it's like $5 a beer, which for baseball games and stuff like
That's
that.
not bad.
That's not too bad at all.
That's cheap. So yeah, I got to go down there. Didn't get a chance to go on the Ferris wheel right there by the stadium. And then Rod, you, myself, and Fee went to a Bengals game, which was
wild time.
yeah. So they're playing Jacksonville. It was the beginning of the Minshew Mania era, pretty much.
Oh, there you go.
And
nice to see Minshew whoop our ass.
Yeah. Well, Leonard Fournette whooped your ass. Minshew just happened to hand him the ball. So
good old Gardner, the stash.
But so our plan was we each bring 4 beers apiece, whatever parking lot or parking garage we end up in. We'll go ahead and knock back a few. We're running late to the game, so we get there like 15 minutes before kickoff. And I'm sitting in the back seat, so tinted windows. I'm going to start drinking my 4 beers. Those two did not have the same opportunity I did because they were sitting up front. So we get there. We're in the parking lot. It's like a 5-10 minute walk to get to the stadium. We get there 15 minutes before kickoff. So old boy here's got to slam 4 platinums before we get in. And we're walking.
It was a good time, though. It was a good time.
Dude, I can't feel my face. He's like slapping himself on the way in. Oh boy. But hey, that's the other thing too, is like is there nothing more ridiculous than paying $10 for a beer at a ball game? Any kind of like football,
Especially an old style at Wrigley Field.
yeah.
I did get my wife to say that she liked those though. So
Old styles.
yeah.
She's got rot gut, doesn't she? She can just handle anything.
Why she married me now? It's like, well, this doesn't make sense. You like old style? This is not good.
So you guys aren't too far from the Leinenkugels, right?
Oh, we're like half hour, 45 minutes from Leinenkugels. So
Gotcha.
that's my shirt.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to. Yeah. So I don't know if you ever witnessed this story of Mike and I getting our tuxes for your guys' wedding.
Oh,
We went. Do you guys know the people that own that shop?
I know of them. I don't know them though.
So we go there, and you can tell it's a small town. I mean, this is like. So, first of all, when we came back from the shop, the guy was there was this guy walking by trying to sell us a Z Pod. I'm like, what the fuck is a Z Pod? It's like, yeah, it holds like 200 songs. I'm like, I don't know.
It's better than that.
It's
Did
like
you buy it? You should have bought it.
No, I should have. I don't know. The price was probably too steep because I didn't know what it was to begin with. So I was not asking him to pull whatever he was about to pull out of his pocket.
It's actually a Zune. We're way behind the times here in Rice Lake.
He's like, yeah, this is the newest thing to hit the market. But so we go to the shop. And the lady is talking to us, what do you do? And at the time, I believe Mike and I were still in school.
I wash windows.
This was pre-window washing era, so
my bad.
Not yet. So I was explaining to the lady, like, yeah, we're still in school. Oh, what are you going to school for? I was like, oh, law enforcement. Oh, my husband's a police officer here in the area. She's and just completely unprovoked. She goes, "Do you know who commits the most amount of crime? The gays." And I'm like, "Who told you that?" Because I feel like that's not true at all. It's just like,
welcome to small town Wisconsin.
Yeah,
where our gays are the criminals.
I was like, I don't know. It was weird. But we did hit up Culver's on the way into to the hotel.
Do that.
Yeah. Is there? Do you guys go there a lot? Is Culver's like a staple of your guys' diet?
It's definitely one of the places we frequent, maybe monthly. We got a lot of good hidden gems within. So the town I live in is called Rice Lake. There's a lot of good places around here for food.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Culver's is definitely if you're gonna stop at a fast food, it's gonna be Culver's.
Yeah, for sure. Is there for Ohio, and at least this is for me personally, Ohio's not really known for any particular type of food. Like there's no like famous food. I know Wisconsin
Except
like
for
cheese
Skyline chili.
It's dog.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it, but it's not the best. I know it's not the best when I'm eating it, but I
had it before a flight going back from CBG
I
stopped the Skyline, and as I was eating, I was like, "This is the worst decision I've ever made. This could not be good." It was delicious though.
It is so tough because like living like an hour south of Chicago, pizza was good. Pizza was good. And then you come here and it's like cardboard with decent pepperoni on it, and you gotta deal with it. And Bob Steele chiming in with that shit is horrible. Yeah, it's certainly not what we're used to. Let's just leave it at that. But was it like a culture shock for you going into? But you guys kind of went to a couple different places before you landed in Rice Lake, right?
Yeah, I lived here probably 4 or 5 years before we got married, and then we lived in Mesa, Arizona for a year, and then we lived in Franklin, Louisiana for a year, which
Heard that
we
was
were
wild.
we were about a half hour south from the Gulf. We were an hour south of Lafayette, and then we were probably about an hour and a half west of New Orleans. Super wild. It was great. The food was great. It was a good time. But when you come to Wisconsin, you have to have cheese curds and beer. Like that's a staple. Like that's
Well, Spotted Cow and the
Spotted Cow was there too.
It's New Glarus, right?
Yeah.
Is the actual company. Because there's like Two Naked Ladies, I believe, is one.
Fat Squirrel, Moon Man.
Moon Man. I'm trying to think of I'm trying to think of the ones that you guys had during your after your rehearsal and everything when we went. The Two Naked Ladies was my favorite. It was a lighter beer, maybe a Pilsner or something similar. Yeah.
Spotted Cow is the way to go though. Like every time,
for sure.
If I'm coming to Ohio, like you better believe I've got a 30-pack waiting for your dad so that I can give him a hug and tell him how much. And then I usually tell him not to share with your mom, but then I tell your mom to make sure she's sneaks a couple.
So yeah, my dad got this Don Julio tequila when he was in Mexico, and Mama Steele secretly drank like 90% of that bottle. So
did she do it like we were in high school and you
fill it with water?
You fill it with water. And you're like, damn, this is smooth.
she goes down like Papa Steele checking in on Nick as we wrap up here for the show. She might have. I don't know. That was like right when I moved out of the house. So she probably
doing a homework assignment, Papa Steele. So
this is the talent I got to work with. We got to get Tommy on more often because he pays attention throughout the whole fucking
shit.
Well, normally we're not running 2 hours. Usually it's an hour.
I like the 2 hours. Break it up to 23A, 23B.
That'd be perfect.
Right? But no, this is fun. I'm excited to see what you guys are doing. When you first sent that Snapchat to me, I was like, "What the hell? You're already on episode 4, and you're just telling me now? Like this is bullshit." Like
so.
We wanted to rev up some content so you could run through it,
Okay.
We were originally doing YouTube videos, and the way we did YouTube videos originally is we pre-recorded it, then we edited it, and then we uploaded it. That took forever. So then we were like, all right, let's take what we have, let's move it just to an audio only format. So we did that. And then from there we've kind of evolved into doing the live streams, and then we take the live streams and turn those into the audio versions as well. So we certainly come a long way, but yeah, it was a process. I listened to some of the old episodes early on, and I'm like, man, this is dog shit. How did we catch anybody's attention? And
especially with the shitty audio and everything we had going on.
It says a lot about me. Oh shit! You guys took me right in.
and that was our hope, is we had to appeal to the people that didn't care about the audio early on. Yeah. And only cared about the content, because we've been preaching this from the jump, is if we can make people laugh in these especially these shitty times that we're in now, that's what we want to try to do, and that's what we continue to try to spread is just be a good human being and just laugh. Like don't take anything too seriously, and let's all have a good laugh about it. So,
well, I'm glad you guys are doing this. It's great. It's been great for me.
That's right.
When I mow the lawn, it's one episode. When I run, I try to make it one episode. So I appreciate what you guys are doing. It's great. Yeah.
You're going to be on a long run this next.
Run an extra mile for us, buddy.
I don't want to listen to myself talk.
I didn't either, but then I was like, you know what? I want to hone my craft a little bit. So I started listening to our older episodes, and I got to tell you, I sound fucking gorgeous.
So when you want to have my sister on, just make sure you.
I'm not going to mess with perfection, so.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So when we have Jenny on, you want
Oh, I'll be listening, and like she was super kind. She only put like 4 comments. Like, you better believe I'm gonna blow this shit up.
And honestly, I expected a little bit more. I was hoping for a little bit more. Although death by carrot masturbation was a good comment to chime in on. So we were able to use that as a conversation piece.
Might possibly be our best comment ever.
Yeah. Other than Perry, when we had up the dirt nasty unforgivable things at the bottom of the screen for like 10 minutes, and then the context of that comment went away, and it was just still there, sitting underneath the video for a while. But so we like to give everybody an opportunity to give a shout out for when they're on the show. So is there anybody that you want to wrap up with for a shout out?
Yeah, a couple. So shout out to you guys first. Keep grinding, keep doing what you're doing. Like I said, I appreciate what you guys are doing. It's great. It's definitely made. So I'm redoing my basement, and if I'm not running or mowing the lawn, like I can't right now, like you guys are on. I listen to you guys. You guys are great. I'm excited to get my t-shirt so I can promote you. Anyone I talk to, I tell them that you guys got a thing going on. So I keep it going. So keep doing what you guys are doing. It's great. If anything, if I'm your last listener, you better just keep doing it. I will listen. And then I always shout out to my sister for being on and listening and not giving me too much shit. And then shout out to my wife. She was listening on the couch, and a couple of my answers were questionable, or she gave me a look, or asked me why I was grabbing another Bud Light Platinum. But love her. So if you guys ever want somebody super naive on your show, she's the perfect candidate.
That'd be perfect.
Maybe even more laughs, and then always family, friends, all that good stuff. But we'll you guys keep doing what you're doing, and we'll keep promoting on this side.
Hey, we appreciate the support. There's been some ups and downs through it. We'll admit that. But yeah, it is fun. Like, and I think to a degree, like there was it's been like 2 years since I had seen you once we, and then we finally met up in Denver.
Yeah.
It's a nice thing. Like, it's kind of drawn me closer to a lot of people, and we've had a lot of conversation to be able to talk about different things. And you, Mike, and I have been talking a lot more, especially recently. Whether it's Notre Dame talk, which I don't give a shit about Notre Dame. Fuck Notre Dame.
Best football team out there.
Second best according to college football rankings.
Yeah, wow.
That's right.
Yeah. So I've been very grateful for that, and the people that it's brought me closer to. I mean, we've talked about this. Rod and I lived together for 2 years, so the times where we don't get to talk a lot throughout the week or anything like that gives even just us an opportunity to catch up and BS for a little bit. So hopefully that's the content that people want and seem.
That's the content they get.
Yeah. So
that next time I'm in the area, we'll go out for drinks. So on me for
That's
last.
a great idea.
Yeah. So.
And
All right, let's cut it off. We're done.
Nick, is there anybody or Rod? Is there anybody in particular that you want to give a shout out to before we wrap up?
No, I think we're good. Old Mama and Papa Steele chiming in, give them a little shout out.
As
Tommy,
always,
you and the rest of the fans are why we do this, man. Just
absolutely.
Thank you, Aunt Kathy, Uncle Mike, for the Portillos and not sending it to Matt. Please don't send it to Matt, so I have something to rub into him. And Mike, that'd be great. Super awesome gift, love it. So,
so we always like to end our show. If you've got your can, you got whatever in front of you, we always give a nice little cheers.